Welcome, everybody, to the Marion Messenger. No music tonight because I got to get straight into this. We are privileged and honored to have a genuine good guy and one of the good people of high school football in the Valley here with us. And we want to make welcome brand new. And it's hard for me. I'm getting used to it, Coach Starkey. Brand new Marion County head coach, Tim Starkey. Welcome to the program.
Hey, glad to have you, man.
Coach, we were talking before we come on, and I've been around the Valley. We're here on Marion Messenger on a special edition to have you on here, and I work, at the radio station, do Clutch County football. Been around you for years. Been around your son. A friend of mine coached him in baseball. When Coach Pruitt resigned, I already told you the story. I was ready to write this big article why you deserved the job. Before I got home, you had the job. How'd that move so fast, Coach?
Man, it was crazy. Definitely was unaware that was going to happen. Our principal-to-be, he starts July 1st on paper. He just called me in, and we had a small conversation, and it definitely was out the blue. It was nothing that anyone or on the staff, I think, was aware of. It just kind of a good opportunity for him. A really good, especially with these dang gas prices, him driving back and forth. But it just worked out for him, alumni for him. That's where he wanted to be. And he felt like that was the best decision for him. And so I got asked a couple of questions and I read a lot. I try to live by a lot of different sayings. And one of the main ones is don't complain about getting a chance and be unprepared when you get one. So that's kind of led me to this job right now. I mean, it was a no-brainer to take it because I feel like I've been taking strides to be able to take this position when the time comes. So here I am.
Coach, high school football, small world. I was telling you before we came on the air, I actually started first. Coach Pruitt actually gave me my first opportunity to sit in the booth and call a football game. So wow. Coach Pruitt helped me get to where I'm at, and it's been a 30 years of fun getting to talk to guys like you. But Coach, it was a little bit of once he resigned, there was a little bit of moving around and people going, well, this guy might get the job, guy might get the job. But you put your time in with that program, and your ties to that community really create a special bond that's rare a coach can have with a high school.
Right. And I just believe in doing everything. If you're going to do something, do it, to the best of your ability. And I've been fortunate to be on this staff and be under some good coaches. And Coach Pruitt has put me in a really good situation. I couldn't appreciate him enough for bringing me in the building and put me on his hip to give me this opportunity that lied before me before I took the jobs. And so I'm so grateful for him. But again, it's been a blessing. I've worked with the Little League for a while. My son TJ has played, and it wasn't my dream to be a head coach in Little League, but it just kind of worked out. And I met some good guys down there. They do a wonderful job. I meet with them. I try to meet with them as much as I can, at least once a year, on kind of just how to do things and technique and fundamental stuff that can better the program. And I'm hoping I get the benefit from it one day, just by being in this position and having some good runs and get Marion County back where it needs to be.
Coach, you bring up an excellent point. It's become, as the head coach, you are the figurehead for that program. You have to align yourself with the coaches at the junior high level, at the Little League level. How much do you feel like your experience head coaching at the Little League level, coaching TJ, that brings some where you can communicate to those guys, hey, I know what it's like trying to get the 11-year-olds to play football together. Right. It's something. Do you want to bring your terminology, your language, or let them do their things, just get the kids ready for you?
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I meet with those guys, terminology is a little different. But as far as what we try to teach them, we just try to do a youth version of it. It's just like reading a book. On football, you got different levels of it. So kind of when I speak to those Little League guys, and I tell them, I'm like, hey, we do it this way, but this will probably work out better for you to do it this way, And I don't know everything. I just, like I said, I just try to help them to the best of my ability. Those guys kind of listen to me and they take it to their practice. And I look out there some days and they're running drills and just doing stuff we've talked about, and it kind of makes me feel good that they take my word for it. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I'll make sure I'm telling them right. But it's just been a good deal. And we've been real successful in our Little League program. The numbers have been out the roof. I think last year when I coached TJ, we had 40 sign up at one time. And I think by the end of the season, we had like 33, but still that's a lot of kids that try to, coach in Little League, with 3 or 4 volunteer daddy coaches out there. So
some of those kids never been in a 3-point stance, never been in a 4.
Never. Yeah.
You're starting from 0 with them.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And a lot of them don't. And I was one of those parents. I wasn't going to let TJ play until he got in 10, 11. I ended up letting him play when he was 8, and it's worked out for us. But a lot of parents and dads just don't really want their kid to play till they get to that level. So you got 40 kids and 15 of them have never ever played football. This, right. It's just when their parents have been ready to let them try because they've got a little bigger, a little stronger, and they throw them out there. And so you go out there and try to teach them fundamentals and just do the best you can. And I think those guys out there right now are doing a phenomenal job. They were out there yesterday. You thought they were having Little League practice, but they're just running drills and trying to get those guys ready. So it's been good.
We do not, as a society, give credit to those, and I don't know what to call them, volunteer coaches, mom and dads. They're the ones that get kids ready for success, and a lot of them are just out there out of pure love, Coach. And you've been there too. Oh
yeah, definitely. I've walked from the high school field over here. And it's been 100-degree practice and do another one. It's got them out there. Them days are definitely over for a while. I'll just meet with those guys and send them on their way. My son is now going to middle school, and I'm ready to sit back and be dad and watch him play on Thursdays.
Coach Starkey, I am going to throw one comment at you. When we did find out you got the job, and it was going around, I work at Man Hummel to make a pivot and work the radio station. I was telling people, I said, Tim Starkey got the job at Marion and was excited for you. One of the first comments I got is that TJ's dad? So you got a little bit of a reputation going on. TJ, pretty good athlete. You got to be looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He makes me proud. I don't brag on him enough. I'm one of those dads like they'll see what he can do when they come to the game. But he's definitely my pride and joy. He's I know I get on his nerves sometimes. He's going through that age where he don't want to listen to dad so much, but he's been good, man. He's a good one.
Yeah, I remember he played baseball for my friend Michael Smith at one point. You were there as a dad listening to him, but the coach was still there, even though it was baseball. You could hear it, and you were like, those words, man. It's just a coach is a coach is a coach. Is that not
definitely.
True?
Most definitely.
All right, Coach, let's move on to that junior high program just for a minute. They've had some success at Marion County.
Yes.
That directly into your program. So, that they've had some success. You've got kids that are making that transition. How hard is it to get a kid from the 8th grade to the 9th grade? To me, it feels like one of the biggest struggles in sports is to get that successful kid from junior high to high school.
It's definitely tough. Any successful football program knows you want to get these group of kids that stay together, friends, they play together, they're always doing something football. Them are the teams that's usually the most successful, It's different ways to do it, but I definitely believe in groups, man. I just think that if these kids stay together, they usually have a chance to be successful in high school. And usually in 8th grade, it's kind of that age where they all go different directions, whether it's, parents moving, in jobs or, just family, just different situations that, kids just break up at that 8th grade mark, and start a new career or go to private school. And so I'm just hoping that I'm fortunate enough to kind of keep some of these kids here at Marion County because, we've lost some really good ones that we could have benefited from in high school days, and we haven't. So I'm just hoping that I can do a good job of keeping them together. And it ain't always be perfect. You have people leave for different reasons, frustrated, but it's just that's the world we live in. It's always going to be obstacles in the way. You just got to overcome them. And I'm just hoping I can help with that and keep some of these kids together and have a successful high school career for them.
I just went through this, not with a daughter that plays sports, but a daughter who is in the marching band. And she was going to pick her junior high school. It's going to be Hickson. It's going to be Saudi. Sometimes it comes down to relationships.
It definitely does.
My daughter, and I think more parents should listen to kids when they say this. We had an opportunity to go to private school, and my daughter looked at me and said, I just want to go with the kids I've been with. And there's a lot of value with those relationships. They're lifelong.
Mm-hmm. It works. It works wonders, man, especially when you're talking sports. I mean, it really does. So
yeah. All right, Coach. You've through your career, me doing a little research on you and knowing you a little bit, you've worked for some good head coaches. You've worked with some good other assistant coaches. Mm-hmm. What are some of the guys that's influenced you in your career that you point to and go, I want to take this from him? Because a good coach takes a little bit from everybody, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I will say this. I've been fortunate enough that ever since I've graduated and started coaching football, I've had a chance up until this point to work for a coach that is probably going to be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Oh, wow.
And 2 of them are already inducted in there. So that's a blessing, and I just feel like I've been around enough good football to know what that looks like. The game changes all the time. So, my philosophy and my motto would be to use some of the old school and mix it with some of my new school and some of the stuff that I think that we will benefit from. And so with the game changing so much, you definitely want to use some of that old school tactics, but at the same time, you want to adapt and do some of the stuff the kids enjoy and kind of be more of a player's coach. And everybody got their own way of doing things, but, mine will be to kind of mesh the two with some of these guys.
Coach, you said something that I was actually going to ask you when we got to this a free chat. You were talking about letting the kids have some input. It is critical that the kids, the uniforms look good, the music pregame looks good, the way you warm them up looks good. You've got to make the kids feel like this is their team.
It is, man. It's the word they use is swag, and they give me a hard time. They say, Coach, we don't say that word no more, but that's the word I know of. They always say you look good, you play good, but it's a certain way to do that. It ain't tape my cleats, my pants, and but it is. I do believe in you look good, you play good. So I'm a music person. They all know that. We'll listen to the good music. We'll practice some days to it. Just do some things that they enjoy. Because I want them to be here. It made me feel good last week before we hit dead period. We had some kids that, practice didn't start to 6. I tell them be here at 5:30. They're here at 10. We had to run them out just to say, hey, we're going to eat lunch. Come back when we get back. They want to be here. And so you can't beat that. And them are the kind of kids you want to coach because, they bought into what you're selling. So, I just hope we can keep going in that direction and get all the kids to buy in and do some of that stuff they like.
Coach, it also is making men out of boys. And I know that's something you believe strongly in. And we talked about all your reading you do. You want to grow the characters of these young men as they go through your program. Mm-hmm. What do you have a leadership program, or will you be putting something in that you want to do that way?
We do. We have a leadership program. We try to do things a certain way. Meet with those seniors. We've actually got 4 seniors we picked out of the group to kind of lead us one way or the other. The biggest thing with high school kids right now is trying to find somebody to lead, and it's different kind of leaders. And some don't like to be vocal. Some just like to do it by example. And that's a good thing. But as a coach, you want one to get after them sometimes. So it keep you from hollering at them as much. But definitely got some different things in the works to better that aspect of our team. But we definitely take pride in doing stuff like that for sure. That's
great, Coach. Just a little bit about your conference. And if folks don't know, you play in the Valley 2A, a tough region you're in. You've got teams in the Valley that's in your region. Bledsoe County's in your region. Is Tyner still in your region?
Tyner definitely still is in there, man.
All right. I always look at your schedule at the beginning of the year when we do our prediction show, and I go, is Tennessee busy that Marion couldn't get them on their schedule? You've got a lot to manage as you go through the year in that region.
Right. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough region. You know, you don't get many weeks off when you play the region we play. I think it was ranked one of the toughest ones in the state last year. It definitely was, with Bledsoe being in there, Tyner, of course, Meggs, who won it. Then you got Polk that scraps, and you got Tellico that plays you tough.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't get no weeks off with our region. And so that's just where we're at. You know, we know that going into it, and I'm sure those guys say the same about us. I mean, we're not going to be no pushover. We haven't been in a while, so we beat up on each other. And I guess whoever's standing in playoffs or has the most healthy has the better chance to make a run. So we hope that's us this year.
You get a wide variety of football in that region too. Mm-hmm. You have some teams that are really that 3 yards in a cloud of dust football, and then you've got some athletes. I know Bledsoe County in the past, if they've lined up in 4 and 5 wide, played 2 different quarterbacks. Is it harder week to week when you're in that kind of region? You just don't. I feel like coaches that see the wing tee every week, it's a little easier on them. You're not going to see that every.
Oh no, definitely. I'll be honest with you. You know, we see more spread teams. That's what a lot of teams have been to. So, you know, you play that every week, and then you play a Bledsoe that gets under center and has a tight end or in a pro eye set or some type of wing tee, and then, you know, your whole defensive game plan, you have to change it. So, you know, and then you play Tyner the next week, and they're 5 wide and, you know, spread all over the place. So it definitely makes for a tougher region dealing with that. But, you know, that's just the game of football, man. You just got to adapt and keep it moving.
Coach, your first home game will be against Sequatchie in week 2, I believe. I think you go to Grundy to open up, and then you're at Sequatchie comes to visit you. Mm-hmm. What's the emotions of that first home game, bringing the team onto the field? And then I'm going to follow up about the history of Marion County a little bit. Have you thought about what that's going to feel like the first time you walk out there as the head coach?
I'll be honest with you. I have a little bit, but, man, I'm telling you, we've got so much stuff rolling right now that I think I'll just wait till that week gets a little closer and worry a little more about it. But right now, man, it's just 1 week at a time, you know. Yeah. The hardest thing has been, you know, since I've took this job is letting those kids walk out of here knowing I'm not going to see them for 2 weeks. That's been tough on me because we finally got a rhythm. Practices were going good. I think, you know, kids are getting better, understanding what we're trying to do offensively and defensively better. And now they're gone for 2 weeks. So, you know, I'm more worried about getting them back and make sure we can get back in the groove that was in. And then I think I'll worry about that when that time comes.
Coach, yeah, that's probably best. I think about it because I was driving home today and was like, man, I hope I'm going to get to call Coach Starkey's first home game because I knew we played you week 2, and I was like, yeah, I hope they're on the road week 1. I hope they're on the road week. So I pulled the schedule and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to get the call right. The opposing booth, but I'm going to get to call you first home game.
That'd be good
at that. Coach, Marion County is a special place.
Yes, sir.
Your first head coaching job, you get a program that's state renowned. When you talk 2A football, people know the name Marion County. Is it more pressure that you're walking into a program that won 3 state championships in the 90s, that had people playing the NFL from there? Or would it be better to go to a program and kind of start where you go, oh, okay, I'm going to build a little bit, but you're out the gate, you got some high expectations?
Yes, sir. It's funny you asked that because I told the kids right off the bat, I was like, you know, when I was giving them that spiel when they announced me as head coach, I said, hey, most first-year head coaches don't get the opportunity to coach a team this talented and kind of, you know, with the expectations that comes with it, you know. So, again, like I said, I'm fortunate, and I told them that, to even have opportunity to coach a team of this caliber right off the bat. But I'll take this any day, you know. I really feel like I've been here long enough and dealt with some struggles that we had, you know, and overcome them to get to this point. So, I wasn't the head coach at the time, but I did my share of that. So I'm grateful to be able to take on a team that has a chance to, you know, get over the hump and win some football games. And again, you know, you got to show up Friday and execute a game plan, but still, I wouldn't want to do it nobody else than this group of guys that I'm inheriting right now.
Expectations are always high at Marion County.
Yes,
the finest programs in the state. Coach, want to change directions just a little bit, and we talked about it for a second. You can always use some sort of support, and when we do these shows, we want to make it too about how people can help your program. And being involved in this for years, it's a very expensive process to put a team together, and you're always doing fundraising. Do you have anything you're going to do this summer, or what?
Yes, sir. It's actually, we just finished up today. We're going to do the coupon card where,
Okay.
and it's mostly, and I guess it's everybody around here in our city of Jasper. It's on there, like T's Diner, Red Point Inn, Western Sizzling. I mean, a lot of restaurants around here, and the kids will go out and sell them. And I don't even know if they even know that yet. If they're watching this, I guess they know now. But we're going to sell that coupon card. It's $20 a piece, and all that money, of course, goes back to the right. Kids. It goes in the program. So that's our big fundraiser going into the season. We did a golf tournament earlier in the spring, and so we got some guys working to make that a lot bigger and better next year. But we definitely got to have that kind of stuff to pay for buses and kind of get done and buy the clothes and the cloth that the kids like to wear and cleats. A bunch of different stuff like that. It benefits the program. So fundraising is definitely on the list to do going forward.
Make sure if you'll make sure to copy us on all that, we'll get all that posted for you too.
Okay,
so
thanks.
They're on sale tomorrow, or they're ended tomorrow?
No, we'll start. We completed we putting the card together today. So
okay,
they'll print them up. It'll be 2 weeks. By the time the kids get here, we'll probably start passing those things out, and I'll hit the community with them.
Okay. We'll make sure you can write us down for a card already.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We always want to support. I'm a high school football fan. I don't care what school I cover, and I love high school football. Coach, as you get closer to the fall, is there anything you may want to change about game day? And I'm not talking about plays or something. Is there something you're going to let the kids do for some fun, or something you've thought about? Hey, we're going to let you warm up differently or something.
Really not got that far. I'll tell you some of the questions I've been getting is what kind of music, yeah, I'm a music guy, so I get different genres. So I'm all about the music. We ain't even kind of got that far yet, but I think how we've warmed up in the past has been pretty good for us. I don't believe in coming and changing everything. We got enough changes going on right now. So the least we can do right now, the better, I guess, going as we get closer to season. But I think all that stuff, man, I think we're good to go. That's the benefits of inheriting a team that you've been a part of so long. You know what should be changed and what shouldn't. And I think we do a good job of warming up right now. So I think we'll stick with that.
Well, Coach, I'm going to get to hear that week too. So I'm going to give you a critique of your music taste. So I know what man. It better be good. So I'm going to say there's 17 of you on here watching right now. Like, follow, smash River City Media, Marion County Messenger. Make sure if you're a Marion County fan, which I assume you are if you're watching this, you get behind Coach Starkey. Coach, last subject, we'll try to cut this off in 30 minutes. First of all, thank you very much for your time. But there's something.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Man, anytime you want to come back, Coach Starkey, you just got to text me and say, I want to get on and do something. You got it. Coach, it is very important to our community. One, that you are local, and two, that you grew up in the community, but we can't look past. I think it's so vital to the Valley now that we have an African-American head coach at one of our schools. And you're kind of breaking, I know Tracy was at Grundy, and you're kind of breaking ground here. It's a big honor, and I can't think of anybody more deserving of that honor. Did that enter your mind when you got the job?
I'll be 100% honest with you. It didn't at all, and I get it. I'm not blind to the fact by no means, but, I raised my kid, and I just live in a world where, you got good people and bad people. So me being a black guy, African-American is taking on this program. It means nothing to me. I just want to be the best fit and be that community guy. It's funny you asked that, because I kind of look at it like this. Instead of looking at it as being the first African-American guy, I'm really probably almost in a long time the first community guy, just with relationships. And so that means more to me than the color of my skin and all, so, and that's really not been made a big deal of. And I've really been glad about that, because it's not about that. I just, like I said, you either the man for the job or you're not. And I was chosen, and I feel like I am. And so I'll work my tail off to do my part.
Coach, if the world had that attitude, we'd be a lot better place right now. Congratulations to you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
But, I do, even though there's some of us that take great pride in what you've accomplished too. So
thanks. Yeah.
There's a lot of us that are holding our head a little higher because you earned this job. And like I said, we're standing around the water cooler and somebody said, Tim Starkey. And I went, well, that would make a lot of sense. But I was like, I heard him say it and I went, yeah, is Tim ready? And your head, I'm ready.
Yeah. And that's the big question, first year head coach. But guess what? Saban, Jimbo Fisher, Scabo, they all had to start somewhere. So, I'll start this job and to take this on as my first head coaching experience. And I hope it's a successful one. And I'm here for a while. I don't feel like I'm a guy that they hired that just using this as a stepping stone. My kid goes to school here. My fiance, she actually is going to be an assistant principal at the middle school. So we're investing in this community.
You just got that promotion the other day too, did you not?
Yeah. So we're here, and I hope like I said, I hope I'm here, and all these kids I've coached in the youth, I get to see all that hard work we put in when they was hating it at days being out there. Come to play, and they're better for it, and understand when I'm coaching them hard that I still care about them because I got a relationship with them. So that Coach, means a lot.
That means a lot. The community guy, that's your mark. That needs on a shirt somewhere.
That might be good. That might be good. It might be bad. I have to look somewhere to go.
Everybody knows where you live.
All right. So it'll be all good though.
Coach, anything you want to follow up with? First of all, again, thank you very much for your time. We're privileged to have you as a head coach. And in the Valley, I was doing it driving in. I think there's a couple of third-year coaches, a couple of second-year coaches. There's not a lot of experience. So there's a group of young coaches that could be playing each other for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to it.
Coach, you got anything you want to follow up with? Anything you'd like to?
I don't, man. I appreciate you having me on. And I hope we're doing this again. And we're talking about something bigger than a program. Maybe winning a region championship. We'll start there and maybe entering that big game that I know everybody in the city of Jasper that roots for Marion County is waiting to get back in. So
I don't know what that is. I tell you what, Coach, I'd love to get you on right before the Squatch County game. We'll do something that week. I'd love to have you on and talk about your first week as a head coach, and maybe we can get something pregame, record it that week, and then play it in the pregame beforehand. But
okay, just reach out.
I definitely will. We appreciate you, Coach. Again, this is the Marion Messenger, and I'm going to challenge everybody in Jasper, in Marion County. You got a good guy. I mean, I cannot think of anybody more.
Don't put it on that thick.
Do what?
I said, don't put it on that thick.
I can't think of more community than you are.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Seriously.
You are Jasper, and when we talk about hometown guy, you are that. What grade's TJ in?
He's going to 7th grade. It's his first year of middle school football this year.
Oh, he's going to have fun too, is he not?
Yeah, definitely.
Who coaches the middle school over there?
Say that again.
Who coaches the middle school?
Rob Minton. He's been our middle school coach the last I can't tell you how many years. He's been in the championship game or won it. I think the last 5 or 6. I mean, he does a wonderful job with them. And Coach Ziegler, he's going to be our principal. He helps with the middle school as well. He's devoted and dedicated to Marion County, and he just he ain't ready to leave that middle school because he knows that's a big part of the high school program that he took a big part in. So I'm grateful for those guys. Again, it's just a matter of keeping these grades and these cliques together, man, and hoping we can do something special for years to come.
Coach, thank you for your time. And you just got a couple of people commenting about, Tim Starkey, lucky to have you, and I feel that way too. So
appreciate it. Thanks,
Coach. We will see you down the road. For everybody listening on Marion Messenger, we'll post this on YouTube. You can listen anytime. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me and Coach Starkey as I fanboyed a little bit on him there. And come back and see us on the River City Media.
All right, man. Thanks.